Hi everybody, Jeremy Strom with FreeMotion Fitness. Hey, I'm here to introduce LIVEAXIS, FreeMotion's all-new cable-based strength piece. Now, this is our low pull, and the first distinction I want to make is this is not Generation 3 FreeMotion. So you're all very aware of the dual cable cross and our 15-piece selectorized cable-based circuit, which has seated positions, which has standing positions, and it allows you to go from that sort of seated, stable environment to a standing, unsupported or unstable environment. LIVEAXIS brings you something brand new. You'll notice that there is no seat. Now, there are no seats in this whole line. So we are absolutely standing on the foundation of function and movement is ground-based, and that we're standing when we do the majority of all of those movement patterns. So we're putting it out there, standing on our foundation that we've been preaching and teaching for 12 years now, no seats. The other cool thing about LIVEAXIS is muscle contraction. You know, so we talk about strength training. Everybody is so keyed in right now in kettlebells, in Viper, fixed isolated for a hypertrophy standpoint, certainly FreeMotion from that ability as trainers to progress our clients. So far, what research suggests with LIVEAXIS is we get the muscle contraction of a fixed isolated piece with the variability of movements and the instability of FreeMotion cable. So as you see, we still have a pulley that moves with my body. So this is still a user-defined piece of strength equipment. It still allows us, both as trainers and as human beings, to move naturally as our bodies were designed to move. What's really cool, however, is the line of resistance changes. So if you see, if I grab this as a low pull here, and I pull, you'll see that that pulley moves with my range of motion. This is what allows for that dynamic constant in muscle contraction. So it's not going to get easier or harder as I start or as I finish my range of motion. I'm going to maintain that muscle contraction throughout my range of motion. So from a caloric expenditure standpoint, there's a great story here that potentially, because I have greater muscle activity and a greater peak contraction throughout my range of motion, I'm going to burn more calories. Thus supporting this cool new concept that strength training and resistance training, we can burn a ton of calories. Don't have to get our heart rate necessarily through the roof to do so. So really an awesome opportunity now to train our clients in sport and life the way we do with FreeMotion today, the way we do out on the playing field today, only here's a brand new stress to their system. So real quick wrap up, LIVEAXIS low pull. It's bilateral or it's unilateral. So those progressions I can allow for. So I'd like to have Mike Young come in. Mike Young's territory manager for Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. He's also very educated in movement and in the body. So Mike, thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
So part of the great part about Mike is he's a salesman and he's an educator. So I just want Mike to go through a few movement patterns, and we'll talk about some of the physiological aspects that happens utilizing LIVEAXIS in the low pull. So Mike, let's just do a very traditional stable feet. So we're going to have hip width stance. He's going to be very supported from a balance standpoint, and let's just do a mid-back rhomboid pull. Great. So as you can see, as he starts out, the cable and the pulley starts down here. As he moves through that range of motion, that line of resistance, that vector changes with his range of motion, which progresses the resistance. So it actually grows, that resistance becomes more as he moves through the range of motion. So this allows us to do some of those faster movement patterns. So Mike, if you'll just take a step forward. And now let's just do a reverse lunge with a pull. And let's alternate feet, please. So now he can move much faster. So let's make this a little more ballistic, a little more dynamic. Yep. Good. Notice there's no flyaway in this pulley. So he can really move some load here and move at a fast pace without that flyaway or without that weight stack jumping up and down on him. And we know that that contraction, the contraction through the posterior delt, through the rhomboid, bicep potentially, certainly through trunk and lower extremity, we know that that muscle contraction is going to be as good or greater as it is on all of our cables. So you're not losing anything in cable. We're gaining because of this sliding pulley, this changing vector. We're gaining muscle contraction. So the low pull. Many, many opportunities to train the human body now with LIVEAXIS from FreeMotion.